we've talked about the whole free-to-play model for a while. You know, talking on the whole, you know, being able to buy the characters, or you could unlock in-game currency or whatever.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about that stuff. Like, I've been playing...
Turn flips up. Oh. I want to do this first.
Nope, you can't...
I want to get the burger meal.
You can't Will Smith it yet. There you go. So, I had mentioned before that I had played the Mortal Kombat X game. And you can reasonably play that game, get characters, level up characters. I never spent a dime on that game.
Right.
And got a character, I think you can level, like, you have to get to, like, level 40 to unlock Katana's classic costume for the actual game. So I did that and just kind of stopped playing it after that. Because really, that was my only reason to play it. Was to unlock all the character skins and stuff like that. That's how you get, like, Ninja Mime and Farmer Jax, Classic Melina, and Classic Katana. So you could reasonably play that game without almost any issue at all. Play through it, not have to spend anything, and get what you wanted to get. But I have recently been playing the Marvel Champions game. That you probably see a lot of Facebook ads for it.
Yeah, I always wonder if that's any good.
It basically plays the same way, but it's super fucking cheap.
Really?
Yeah, like blocking, you still take damage if you block, and you can't jump, so you can't avoid attacks. You can back up, but even that doesn't work all the time.
That sounds kind of cheap.
So yeah, I mean, there's that, but of course they charge you. You can refill your life with like a potion or whatever, or you can revive your character if he dies with a potion. Well, they don't just give them to you. You have to pay for them, or you can find them in like the story mode or whatever. But like,
they're so few and far between,
right,
that you have to use them sparingly. I know, believe me, I know all about.
Because that Marvel Puzzle Heroes that we used to play.
Right, and I played the Marvel, like, Avengers Alliance, which is basically, like,
that Facebook one?
Yeah, basically turn-based strategy. But the cool thing is they have a lot of awesome characters in it now. They've been doing it for years, so, like, the characters are, like, out the wazoo. They have pretty much all the Runaways now. Wow. They just put out outfits of, like, that's the other thing. You gotta, like, pay for outfits and stuff, too.
Yeah, that's dumb.
But, like, the cool ones that they just put out is they have the Age of Ultron, Quicksilver, and Scarlet Witch. So those are pretty cool. But like, I just wait till I have enough like whatever type of tokens you have to use to get the characters, and then I just like when I was like, okay, I need 135 to get Rocket Raccoon. I'll just wait till I have 135 to get Rocket Raccoon.
And
boss fight.
What I was gonna say about the Champions game is that like it's a fun game, and it's like, you know, it's a mobile game, so you're not really doing a whole lot, but it's pretty entertaining. But you have to, they give you like these crystals that unlock character, like they break open. Do you want to listen to this?
I was gonna say, by the way, I think this dialogue is pretty funny.
Okay, I'll wait until this is over.
Yeah.
That outfit looks just like mine. Hey, are you a hero in this world too? Whoa, hey, what's your problem? Alright, fine. Let's settle this. We don't need two heroes wearing red anyway. Whoever wins has to change into a yellow outfit.
Look at the capes just go crazy.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I had to comment on that.
It does. It's
like, especially the evil ones.
Keep going fucking crazy. But yeah, so you use like these crystals to unlock characters in the game, and there are 1-star characters, 2-star characters, 3-star characters, and 4-star characters. 4-star characters are of course the best, and so far down. And it's like you can, like, a 1-star character has 1 special move, 2-star characters have 2 special moves, 3-star characters have 3 special moves. It's basically like an X-ray move from Mortal Kombat. And I don't know what the fuck a 4-star move is because I've never seen it. But you can, like, they give you like a free crystal daily that's like, oh, you can use this and maybe you'll get a character. But 90% of the time they just give you like a shitty 1-star character that you've already had like a dozen of. Or they give you like complete bullshit that you don't need.
Yeah.
And then like to get, because like if you buy a crystal to get a character, they're like it's like 100 whatever credits or whatever the fuck it is, and like you have the, damn it, it's basically like rolling a dice. Like you can get a 2-star, 3-star, or 4-star character, or you can pay $4.99 and they'll give you one that's absolutely a 4-star character. Like you can't actually pick any character that you want. It's just like whatever the fuck you get. Because like I had Hawkeye for a while and he's fucking terrible.
Really?
Yeah, he sucks. And like I had him pretty high level too, and he just was bad. So I said fuck it. And I replaced him with fuck. Oh shit, Winter Soldier. Because there's like different, like there's class types. It's super weird. Because it's like there's mutants and guys that use their fists and technology guys and shit.
Yeah,
like
they
that.
do that in the one I play too. So you want to hear the kind of bullshit that they pull on you in the game that I play? Because it's not quite the same type of bullshit, but it's still pretty shitty. Okay, so you have your regular characters. Okay, regular characters are you can unlock. If you have enough of the whatever coins, you can just basically buy them with however many coins. Okay. They're usually about 90. There's ones that have been going on from the start that are lower, like 15 or like 60.
Right.
But like any new character comes out that you can just get from the start are all 90 points.
Right.
So, and that's fine. And the currency that you buy that you can get very sparingly are gold bars, and you get 2 of the blue coins with every gold bar.
Jesus.
So it takes a while to get, even if you buy the gold bars, it still takes a lot to unlock that type of shit, okay? So then there are special operations, which are special missions that...
By the way, you're basically just word for word describing the exact same shit that they do in that one that I played.
Okay, well okay, so there's special operations.
Any game like that.
Yeah,
right.
that's basically what I'm saying.
There's special operations. They go on for certain periods of time, and if you do all the missions in it, then you can unlock the character who's for that special operation.
Right.
So the most recent one was like Ant-Man, so you can unlock Ant-Man.
Right.
The other thing they do now, this is the most fucking horrendous shit. This is kind of like the thing where you unlocked, where you like get gems and like you get like a 4-star character or something.
Yeah.
So there are playable villains, but the only way that you can unlock them is there are lock boxes.
Oh god.
You unlock the lock boxes and you have a chance to get a comic book cover.
Okay.
If you collect all 8 of the comic book covers for each character, then you unlock them.
This sounds amazing.
Right.
I want to get scammed into this game.
The other horse shit is that not only are you not guaranteed to get a comic book cover, okay, they make it so if you unlock 10 of them at the same time, then you're guaranteed to get a comic book cover, but you're not guaranteed that it will be the same cover that you already have.
Oh my god, yeah, I gotcha.
But like, the more you unlock, then it goes up to like, okay, like if you already have 7, then if you get 8 covers and they're already covers that you have, then the 8th one will guaranteed be one that you don't have.
Right. I just I understand how the model works.
Right.
And like I said, you were basically almost exactly describing the
right. Yeah,
iOS one that I was
pretty
playing.
much the same thing. But it's the
like,
villains thing is the one that's like fucking horseshit.
And like I understand why it is that way, but it's just like it's such a fucking shame that like and I know I think we on this channel talk a lot about free-to-play being bullshit and DLC. Fuck. A lot of the time DLC being complete bullshit. But like
you still got an A.
Oh. It was him all along, Austin.
It was me all along, Austin. But yeah, like we talk about that, you know, the free-to-play model and shitty DLC models being terrible, but like it's just such a fucking shame that it has to be that way. Like Ando said, like, remember when you could just unlock a character?
With the free-to-play games, it's understandable because basically you're getting that for free, and your will is getting broken down, so you will. It'll make you want to.
That's not even the level.
It'll make you want to buy them.
Right.
So I mean, it's basically meant to like, hey, we're gonna break you down till you buy it, and then you either stop before you buy something, or you finally break down and buy something.
Yeah.
The ones that are really egregious are the things like Dead Space 3, where they put free-to-play bullshit in a $60 game.
Yeah.
Which, I never bought anything.
Oh shit.
Fuck.
Ooh, fuck.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, were you? Oh shit. Okay.
I was under it.
I was like, what the fuck?
Because you have to get to the top and then do that. Well, I was a little late on that one. You have to like charge it up and then, like I was on the bus before that one level.
Oh yeah. Okay. But yeah, so that when you already have to pay $60 for a game, and then they're just like, hey, let's throw these fucking free-to-play elements on top of it, and they're like, yeah, you don't have to buy it, but it's.
But they're gonna keep reminding you about it.
They're gonna keep reminding you
constantly in the game.
Right. Like that whole weapon system in 3, which I don't absolutely hate, but it's still like, why did the weapon system in the first 2 was fine. Like you had to go and fucking add this EA. Like it's such horseshit.
You are talking about EA, right?
Well, I know I'm talking. Yes, I know that the fact of the matter that I am talking about EA, so I shouldn't be surprised. But still, fuck you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Although I'd rather have a game that I have to pay for and there's free-to-play elements in it, rather than have a game series that some companies like, we're just not going to make shit anymore, and then they just make pachinko machines. So thanks a lot, Sega and Konami and SNK. Good job.
Yep.
Although Konami's infinitely
Also,
worse than the
by
rest
the way,
of them right now.
super Japanese companies.
Right.
That's because, I mean,
they don't fucking understand the way the games market is anymore. They're all these old Japanese men and that just don't fucking stand.
Corporations are gonna get all corporation-y.
But like
midnight.
I think the thing with Konami is that like the Konami issue is that they think what they're doing is moving to mobile and focusing all their attention on that because that's where quote unquote the money is made. Because of free-to-play elements where guys are like, yeah, I'm gonna keep spending money on this game because I need to crush all the candies. Do you guys like crushing candies? I'm just gonna crush all the candies.
Isn't that a Devil May Cry reference?
Maybe.
I think it is.
Probably.
Wait, right here, what he does.
Time to go to work, guys.
Yep, because he kisses his guns. I fucking remember that shit.
By the way, you weren't lying that this is the same level.
It's the same level.
It's the same level.
It's a palette swap. It's just the same stage at night. That's literally all it is. Because that's
but it's super fucking cool looking.
I know, and it's cool. I really like it. But it's in a way it's a cop out, but I don't care.
Yeah.
It's one of those tropes that I don't care because it's actually done well.
Wait, has your VFX bar always gone back down at the beginning of every level?
Yeah.
That's why you gotta get the reels.
Yeah, you have to get the reels in each level.
The reels.
Oh, gotcha.
That's how you get like I think it's how you unlock. No, you have to get Viewtiful. You have to get like Smokin' 6 style in each like scene to get unlimited VFX meter.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know why. I thought that was like a thing that you like just sort of slowly unlocked as the game went on.
No.
That shows you how much I pay attention to the VFX meter.
Right?
I should be because, and I know I mentioned this in one of the early episodes, but like, because I didn't get the whole way through this, I didn't realize how much VFX stuff you have to do in this game.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty much every 30 seconds, if that. Like, it's faster than that. Because you're either doing the zoom in punch, or you're slowing time down, or you're speeding it up. Like, there's very little real time gameplay happening.
Yeah, so like early on in the stages, you have to pay attention to the bar. As it goes in the stages, it's like it doesn't matter because you got like if you're finding all the reels, you'll max out your bar.
Right.
I want to say, when you said about Super 6 style, I've been playing the special edition of Devil May Cry 4 recently, and I got a Super Smokin' 6 style recently, and I was so fucking happy for myself, it was stupid. I forgot how much fun getting giant combos like that in games like that are, because it's fucking amazing.
Yep. It's the best. When I played DMC, whenever that was a few years ago for 4 in February, and didn't beat it.
And didn't beat it?
I didn't. But even with all of that game's flaws in storytelling and design and whatever, and ruining Dante. Even with all of that, it's still like it's gameplay wise, like just doing your Devil May Cry fights is super fucking satisfying in that game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to deny that. Like, I'm sure it's fun, but it's still like...
Yeah. The story is okay at best. It's kind of...
I wouldn't play it just for the...
It's like the...
I think I may have asked this before, but I don't know if I have on the show. But what's the worst offender? Devil May Cry, Devil May Cry, or Resident Evil 6? What's the worst offender to the series?
Resident Evil 6.
Really?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Because at least Resident Evil 6 is still part of the series.
That's the problem.
The problem is that it's canon.
But the problem with Resident Evil 6 is that it's canon. All of the stuff with DMC can be forgiven because it's one game and not canon. Because it was a different company.
But at least there's at least there's Leon's campaign in 6.
Right. But like
does that still make it the worst? Like,
yes.
Okay.
Leon's campaign is good, but that doesn't fix how. Like, first of all, the game is fucking long. It goes absolutely banana fucking sandwich, and it makes no sense. Like, at least DMC.
But it's Resident Evil. I mean, it's never made like the biggest amount of sense.
But that's not its worst offender. Like, that's just scratching the surface of the crusted turd that's been out in the sun for a week. DMC isn't that bad because at its core the game is fun to play. It plays like a Devil May Cry game. It's got a lot of decent-ish mechanics. You can use different weapons and things like that. The fucking Resident Evil 6 is just like, when you played 5, right? You know how goofy 5 was. It was still fun, but it was goofy.
Yeah, it was a little racist-y, but I mean...
Well, yeah. It was a lot racist-y, but...
Well, I don't think it's meant to be.
No, it's Capcom.
Yeah, I think Capcom was just like, hey, where haven't we done zombies before? Oh, Africa. And then they're like... You know, that's kind of an iffy subject to get into there, so...
But anyway...
I can see what they were trying to do, though.
Right.
Just didn't work.
But like fucking Chris, like, uppercutting boulders in Resident Evil 5. Like,
that was goofy as shit.
There's so much of that dumb bullshit that happens in Resident Evil 6 that you're like he's just supposed to be a dude. Like, he's not like fucking uppercutting boulders and like punching weird Biollante monsters' heads off. Like, it's just.
But like in 5, there's like a giant dude for no fun because he's got a parasite. He's just a giant dude. How is that any less weird?
Wait, are you talking about 5 or 4?
Or 4.
Gigante.
That's what I mean. Yeah,
El Gigante. They explain that, but yeah, I know what you mean.
But it's just a giant dude because
yeah, no, I understand that. And there's a lot of things in Resident Evil that are just there because they're just there, like the giant spiders and fucking the giant snake in Resident Evil 1. Like, I know that stuff is ridiculous, but there's a difference between ridiculous and fun and good, and there's a difference between ridiculous and not fun and bad.
Okay.
I think Resident Evil 6 for me wasn't, it was just, it didn't do anything that different. I think it added a laydown mechanic or something like that, which you almost never use. So it's essentially a reskin of 5. That the story sucks. And like nothing about it is satisfying. The sections where they tried something new with Wesker's son, Jake or whatever his name was, like those were interesting for about the first chapter of his story, and that was about it. It's just like everything, and it's their own fault now because it's. Could the dumb shit that happened in Resident Evil 6 be forgiven? Yes, if the game itself wasn't so fucking stale.
Yeah, and I can understand that. I mean, I think, like, because I played, like, part of Chris's campaign, and I certainly didn't hate it. Like, was it great? Like, not by any means. But, like, I think for me, I think I was just, like, trying to have fun with it.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you can probably say that, like, okay, because it's stale, and it's just like it's just not doing the franchise any justice, that maybe that's worse, and maybe that's the case. But I don't know. It's just like it just didn't bother me that much.
And a lot of the issue with Resident Evil 6 comes from that Resident Evil 5 wasn't that good. I mean, Resident Evil 5 was fine, but that's like saying, oh, I want a steak, so I'll just go to Steak and Shake. Like, I kind of wanted a steak, not a Salisbury steak. You know what I mean? Like, there's a difference, and that's why 6 to me is so rough, is because it had an opportunity to change things around, and I should have known from 5 being the way that 5 was, that all they did was they took all of the horror elements, the survival horror elements out, and all they did was add more action elements.
They made it more action-y, which didn't need to be.
Yeah, it's an action series now. It's not a horror. I mean, just because you have scary, parasite monsters doesn't make you a horror genre. It doesn't make you a horror series anymore.
Right.
Yeah, it's too...
And I think that's a lot of my problem with it.
Too over the top. It's not what it used to be.
Yeah.
Right.
I hate to say it like that, but yeah, it is.
I don't disagree, and I think the problem was because the thing at the time when that game came out was the fucking Call of Duty shit.
Yeah.
So of course it's gonna try to reference, it's gonna try and replicate Call of Duty because that was the thing at the time.
Yeah. And I think, and one of the other things too, and this isn't a knock against you.
Oh, God damn it.
But I think because you came into the series, I mean, yeah, you and I played 2 a lot at our cousin's house, but like, I started playing Resident Evil games with the first 4. And I think you started with 4 and then went to 5, right?
Yeah, I went to 4.
So you're more...
I think I'm more attuned to the third-person version of those games anyway.
Right.
So I think I was just more used to those games. I think that's why it seems less egregious, because it's a slightly more actiony version of 4, and well, technically it's a slightly more actiony version of 5, which was 5 was a slightly more actiony version of 4.
Right.
So I think, to me, like, I think stuff like that seems less egregious.
Yeah, and
I think it's also the same reason why everyone bitches about Batman Arkham Origins, but I thought Origins was just fine. I liked Origins okay.
Right.
Like it's
It was
probably one of
just
my favorite
okay.
ones.
But yeah, I think a lot of it has to with Resident Evil has a lot to do with I want like because I love fucking horror games, and that's what Resident Evil has always been to me. That with 6, with 5 it was less of a horror game, and with 6 it was barely a horror. Like it wasn't even a horror game. You know what I mean?
It's Call of Duty Zombies, like you said.
Yeah, I mean that's literally what it is. I mean you're not going, oh my god, there's so many enemies, I have to stop them, or I have to avoid, I have to run away from them, or whatever. Like, you always have enough equipment, the right equipment, to deal with whatever it is that you're fighting against.
That's because it's survival horror. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Because you had the fucking ration shit.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of survival horror.
Like I said in Resident Evil 4, I sold all of my pistol ammo.
Yeah.
But
That's why it's called that. But whenever
And it
you
doesn't-
try to make it a new game like that and call it survival horror, it doesn't work.
Yeah, it's because it's not survival horror. And it would be different, and I'm not even talking about the straight-up survival elements. I'm talking about actually being a scary game.
Spoopy game.
Yeah, and that's not... Unfortunately, I don't find... There's nothing about Resident Evil 5 or Resident Evil 6 where I'm like, oh shit, like, oh fuck! Or like, nothing scares me, nothing jumps out at me. It's just like, oh, okay, here's a giant fucking enemy that I have to fight, and whatever. Like, that's it. And you can say that's fair to judge it that way and that it isn't, but, you know, it started out as a horror game series, and I'm really disappointed that that's not what it is anymore.
Right.
It all started in
I thought Revelations 2 was good enough. I mean, I like that one.
Judging from what I've seen, the 2 Revelations games are infinitely better than Resident Evil 6. Infinitely. Because you did your entire stream when we did your weekly streams on Twitch.
Right.
So I watched most, if not all of that. I watched you play a lot of Resident Evil Revelations 2. Like they're good.
Right. But,
yeah, the first one was really good. I like the first one.
But to me, it seems like, okay, you gotta look at, like, and maybe this is, I'm not trying to, like, take the side of the fucking, of Capcom, because Lord knows Capcom has fucked up a lot, but to me, it's one of those, like, you gotta look at, like, what the market was doing. Yes,
Oh,
so
absolutely.
it was more...
I don't disagree at all. That I completely understand why the game is the way it is.
Right.
Because
so they
Call
were
of
trying
Duty,
to make it more action-oriented, because that's what everybody was fucking playing at the time.
Right, because it's
So let's
your
take this
Gears of,
franchise
your
that we
Gears of
already
War,
have.
your Call of Duty, all of that stuff. They were trying to emulate that stuff, and I completely get that. But that's not Resident Evil.
No, my Resident Evil.
It's like, get your peanut butter out of my chocolate, get your chocolate out of my peanut butter. I think that's
The reason
why.
is because that's what's popular.
Yeah.
And that's
And
what
like
sucks.
all the horror games when that was coming out, all the horror games at the time were all your Amnesia and whatever else, where there's no combat and it's
Right.
just, it's practically a walking simulator. You walk around trying not to get killed by stuff.
Yeah.
which is fine, and it's scarier that way because you don't have any. But like,
you're completely defenseless.
that was the like people didn't think of survival horror anymore. It was. Like I said, it was like run away from stuff horror, basically.
Yeah.
So like, you can't blame a company for like wanting to change stuff around and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
because,
no, like I said, I don't disagree. I mean, I completely understand why Resident Evil 6 is the way it is and why Resident Evil 5 is the way it is. I mean, I don't disagree with that at all. As a matter of fact, I completely understand that Capcom wants that Call of Duty money. But I think taking something that was strictly, well, let's call it what it is. Strictly horror based into something that's super not that damages the franchise. And I think with 5 people were a little bit more lenient because I didn't think it was that, like, I didn't think 5 was the worst thing I'd ever played, but like 6 is like borderline insulting to me. So it's too much in the wrong direction. And I think that's why, like, with 5, it was like, okay, there's a little bit more action involved. Okay, no big deal. But with 6, there's no horror at all. So I think that's why people much like myself, and I know Guffy, because him and I played it co-op.
What, 6?
Yeah, 6. We played it co-op, and I know he feels the same way, that it's just, you know, there's something about it that's just infinitely more like, this isn't Resident Evil. Like,
Well-
yes, this is a game.
Well, let's finish off this conversation about Resident Evil.
Yeah, sorry.
'Cause we're not playing a Resident Evil game. Let's just finish this off with, at least they have seemed to have rectified the situation.
Oh, absolutely.
Hopefully.
Because at least this hasn't gone the way of everything at Konami, and I hate to bring that shit up again, but
Yeah.
it's very relevant.
Yeah.
Like I said,
Yeah.
it's just, at least they're still trying to do stuff, like, maybe they're not doing justice to all their franchises, much like Mega Man or whatever,
Yeah.
but I don't know. It's just, at least they're doing something with most
Yeah,
of
at
their
least they're,
franchises.
you're
or
right. At least they're
something.
doing something, with, opposed to absolutely nothing and firing the only good thing they have.
Like, okay, so they messed up with Resident Evil 6. At least they did Revelations 2, which was
Yeah.
at least a step, at the very least, a step in the right direction.
Well, did Revelations 1 come out before or after?
that was
6?
before.
It was before?
It came out on 3DS long before, but then after 6 didn't do well,
Yeah.
then they ported it to everything else
Right.
because it didn't sell well on the
They want
3DS.
more Resident Evil money.
Yeah.
Pretty much.